Could impeachment help Joe Biden?
No, it couldn't help Donald Trump because his whole shtick is that the system's against me. But Biden's whole shtick is you can trust me, I'm the system, I'm a safe pair of hands, I know Washington, and things can go back to normal with me. And so, again, all this stuff helps a maverick like Trump, but doesn't help Biden. But I think the problem is, and this is why, and we see parallels in Australia, for example, where, Labor does the Mediscare campaign in 2016 and then cries foul when in 2019 the Libs get up because of a Chinese voter, possible Facebook death taxes, sort of weird, nefarious campaigns. When you try to seize government via lawfare or via by just poo-pooing, legitimate or at least worthy investigable reports, like, for example, the Trump stuff or the Biden stuff, the collusion, rigging elections, Hillary saying the election was stolen, Trump saying the same thing. The minute you start to say that this is all happening on one side and trying to delegitimise your opponent on one side, you're opening the floodgates for them to do it to you. And so it's exactly, the Biden laptop is exactly what as the Republicans doing to Biden, exactly what the Democrats did to Trump with the Russian collusion stuff, for example. And just one more thing, what on earth does Hunter Biden actually do?
Literally.
He listed all his business, all his dealings. What on earth is this guy do?
The guy is 53 years old, for goodness sake. You just feel like saying, get a grip. What are you doing with your life? Seriously.
He's a 53-year-old with potential.
Well, apparently, allegedly. I mean, he's up to his eyeballs, isn't he, in tax charges now. And just to Evelyn's point, it's just like, I feel like when it comes to Joe Biden, it's very clear that he believes that nobody is above the law except for his own son. And Hunter Biden just keep taking the hits one after the other until he hopefully, gets the protection, the pardon that he's perhaps looking for. He's admitted he loves drugs, he loves crack cocaine, prostitutes, his $10,000 sex club membership, whatever floats your boat.
Used to love.
He's the one that always says it's the Republicans who are shameless. It's always the Republicans' fault, isn't it? Well, they need to look in their own backyard.
I don't know who said this, Paul, but someone said, don't worry about a millionaire who becomes a president. Worry about a president who becomes a millionaire.
100%.
And surely Americans smell
there's some...
a rat here, and they're not going to just gloss over it.
Well, yeah, look, that said, I think that the weaponisation of impeachment politically, like Clinton lied, all right? So you don't get to turn around and say that it was about that. That was literally about lying under oath. I think the first impeachment of Trump that no one mentioned, which is how forgettable it is, was, remember, the telephone call, ironically, in Ukraine, and it was all allegedly he was holding, but then Biden was doing deals in Ukraine, so the threshold immediately dropped because the problem with one of the many problems in American politics is when you don't have compulsory voting, you've got to fire up the people to go and vote. Yep. So you end up in this scenario where Michelle Obama says vote like your life depends on it, which means half of the country feels their life is going to end when their vote doesn't go another way. And the other half has, the Steve Bannon sort of saying to Republicans, this is the only way to save our country. Well, surprise, surprise, when they lose, they turn around and say, stolen, broken, all the rest of it. What's interesting about some of the mechanics, I'll just very quickly say about the Hunter Biden statement. The reason he was giving that statement publicly was because he was asked to turn up to give evidence behind closed doors to the inquiry. Now, that's exactly the same process that people that they tried to do on Trump people, and people got charged for wanting to do it publicly but not turning up privately. Yeah. Let's see if that happens, because that'll be the ultimate show straight away of whether there's one rule for one or the other.